down the street. I had the, the light up snowmen in the front of the house. I'm like, could you go get it? And they're like, we're all on meetings. We can't leave. I'm like, so low man on the totem pole. Mom has to leave ukulele. I'm going across the yard trying to pick up all the Christmas lights. That storm came through. It was crazy. No. Sorry about that. Help me. She's like, no, we enjoyed watching you run all over the front yard.
Yes, you're frozen. Oh, there you go. Okay. Did my daughter tell you she bought a Peloton?
Can't hear you, Diane.
Did Dee tell you she bought a Peloton?
Yeah, she did.
Oh, okay. Good.
So now we can race against each other.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Does anybody remember where we left off in the songbook? Because we didn't have any requests for today. And I can't remember what the last song we did was in the songbook. I know we started at the beginning and started moving forward.
They just have to start again.
Oh, man.
Ken.
I know I know certain ones we did. I can't really remember. I think we ended up on 14 or 15. Like leaving on a jet plane. That's probably where we were.
Well, we did 21.
We did 21?
Yeah.
Okay.
We did Eleanor Rigby too, 24.
Oh, right. Yeah, we definitely did that. I don't know if we did 25.
Hallelujah.
Maybe we'll just start there. Maybe we'll just start there. Give everybody a second or two to show up.
So Chris, I'm just proposing an option. How would everybody feel, not just you, but how would everybody feel if, as we get closer into the month of December, maybe we take some of our songs from the Christmas book?
Yes.
Let me rephrase that, the holiday book.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw it out there for everybody, because I am pretty much like your sister, in the holiday spirit.
Yeah, we
Because I got nothing else right now.
Could resurrect the book.
I like
I meant the holiday spirits too.
holiday spirits. Yeah. So we sort of briefly discussed this yesterday. I guess yeah, I have no problem doing that. Honestly, I don't have a holiday book anymore. So Herb, if you could possibly put some of those online,
Yep.
Chris,
that you have, that would be helpful. Then people could access them whenever,
Thank you.
But in the beginning, I
You're a
might have
good
to scan
person.
some of them.
Okay.
well,
I figured you might have some stored already. I mean, if you have to go hunting for them or whatever, we can.
Oh, I have the book.
Oh, okay.
Somebody recreated the book, so they are in Word PDF format. And some are kind of
I mean,
cut
whatever,
and paste from some other ones.
whatever's easiest, man. You just, we don't need 100 songs.
Okay.
Chris,
I was gonna say, Herb, Denise
Well, actually, we have
actually sent
35.
out one.
That's
What?
That's more than enough.
Yeah. Denise actually sent my sister a few songs in her beginner's class, and I asked Denise to send them to me, so I'll send them to you.
I have plenty.
Yeah, 35 is a lot of songs. That's at least 3 classes if we were to do nothing but Christmas songs per day, which we won't. Don't worry, anybody who doesn't want that, because I don't want that.
What a grouch.
I'm not doing full Christmas song days. Maybe like on the 23rd or something. Whatever our right next to Christmas class is. There you go. Ken already knows them. And I think I was doing some more thinking about what Dee said yesterday about how she was, and I'll let, for those of you who weren't there yesterday, on Mondays, we're doing we're doing more of a class than a play along like we've been doing. So it's more educational than just like sort of playing songs. There's nothing wrong with playing songs, and that's a great thing, and it's a good thing to practice, but sometimes people have more questions than that, and Mondays we're trying to address those questions. One of the questions that Dee had yesterday was that some of the songs were not really sounding like the songs. Like she was playing them, she felt like she was switching the chords pretty well, and I believe it was some Christmas songs she was working on, and they're not really sounding like the Christmas songs. Now, I have another student that was running into the same problem, and what it ended up being with him was that when you're just sort of playing the chords, it doesn't necessarily sound like the song. Let me see if this makes sense. So you don't have the melody, right? You're just playing chords. So Jingle Bells is really just a C chord. It's just jingle bells, jingle all the way, right? But if you play just the chords, no one would ever guess that that was Jingle Bells, ever, right? Because there's no melody attached to it, which is the part that Ken is demonstrating for us right now. But that. You go ahead, yeah. The jingle bells, jingle bells. So you need, right? That part is the melody. The part that you play on a ukulele is not necessarily the melody. It's what's called the rhythm part of the song, right? A ukulele is a rhythm instrument, which means it's meant to be accompanied by something else. 99% of the time, that something else is your human voice, right? Either yours or someone else's. But it could be another instrument. It could be, whatever. But the ukulele is very much a rhythm instrument. You can play melody, or what they also call lead, on a ukulele if you really want to, but that's not generally how it's used, right? Same thing with guitar. You've probably heard the term, maybe you've heard the term lead guitar, like in a band, this guy plays lead guitar. Well, lead guitar, that doesn't mean he's like the first guitar player. It literally means he's the guy who plays the melodies, right? Or the single note stuff, right? Not necessarily just the chords. The person who sits up there playing the chords is the rhythm guitar guy. Now, the one difficult thing about being a rhythm instrument is it's not necessarily, the instrument itself isn't going to tell you what a song is, right? It doesn't necessarily sound exactly like a song. Like I said, does this sound like Jingle Bells? No, not at all. But if I add the lead part, jingle bells, jingle all the way, and it does, right? So if you're just sitting at home practicing those chords, your brain is going to go, that's not Jingle Bells, like that's, what is that, and that's normal. And it's a thing that's a little difficult to explain sometimes. Like, why doesn't that sound like the song? You need to sing to it, or you need someone else to sing to it. or you need another instrument to play the lines that Ken is playing, like the jingle bells, the melody parts. Right, the single note stuff. And if you don't have that, it's going to sound like a much more rhythmic, not necessarily like the song you're trying to play. And if you were to say, hey, this is Jingle Bells, and then play that, people are going to tell you, that's not Jingle Bells. What are you talking about? You know, until you sing. So the hard to explain this, but the music that you're looking at and that we're looking at most of the time isn't how to play the song so it's identifiable necessarily. It's how to play the song so you could sing along to it. It's meant to be an accompaniment instrument to your voice. So, and if you want to play the actual melody to it, there are pieces of music that will be like the melody, you know, but you'd have to look up either Jingle Bells melody, or another thing would be finger style Jingle Bells, something like that on ukulele, but that'll be a lot more difficult because you'll be playing multiple notes instead and not necessarily the chords, right? Totally different thing. I could find a version of fingerstyle Jingle Bells, but I'm afraid that we're going to get hit for a copyright claim again if I do that. So, which if everyone doesn't know, the first video took some chopping to fix because I played some videos. I don't know how they know it. Their algorithm is amazing. But they knew immediately that we had shared other videos that were copyright claimed, and Universal Music doesn't want us to play their songs when we're learning how to play their songs, apparently.
So you may be stuck with me.
Maybe. It's weird because we could physically play the songs and no one cares because that's fair use, but we can't, like, I can't show you an example in a video, even for a few seconds. I had to cut that part out. So I'm not going to do that. But afterwards, if you look up finger style and the name of a song, so Jingle Bells, whatever, you'll probably find one. And if you do finger style Jingle Bells ukulele, you might even find one of those. A guy who would play what I would call finger style ukulele is Jake Shimabukuro. Is that right? Shimabukuro? I think that's his last name. And but he's awesome. He's really good, and that's some really advanced stuff, you know. So we're playing rhythm. We're playing the rhythm part of a song. So that's not on its own going to necessarily sound like the song. Did that help in some way? I know it's not really an answer like how to fix it, but did that explain it?
Oh, absolutely. I think that was great. Thank you.
Okay, cool. And I'll bring that up to the class next week as well, a quicker version of it. Yeah, okay, cool. So hallelujah, here we are.
December.
It's December, it sure is. Man, at least the winter's flying by, I'll tell you that.
At 50 degrees.
What's that?
At 50 degrees.
But listen, that's no news. It's not news, man. Like I said, it was 4 Christmases ago. I don't know if you guys remember. I remember I was in Brooklyn with my family standing outside in a t-shirt on Christmas Day. And this is a few years ago, you know, and at this point, anybody who doesn't say there's at least some viability to global warming is absolutely insane. I mean, you know, it hasn't snowed in 5 years. You know what I mean? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like, there's got to be something going on.
It snowed here last night. I live in Atlanta.
It snowed there?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying it doesn't snow anywhere, and I'll bet you if you open your door, it's not like you can't drive, right? You're not snowed in.
No. There was just some flakes coming down, but that's very rare.
Yeah, it's super rare, you know. Up here, it used to snow every year, and it used to be big snows every year. And I mean, I don't want to jinx us, but you know, because I'm actually pretty happy it hasn't. I know a lot of people like their snow, or I hate the snow. I hate walking in the snow. I hate driving in the snow. I hate everything about it.
I hate cleaning it off my car.
Cleaning it off your car, shoveling it, like that wet, heavy forget that, man. You know, when I lived in an apartment, it was a very different story. And I love the snow because I didn't have to clean it. But
Nancy's having trouble with her internet, so she'll be coming on and off.
okay.
Yeah, I think there's too many people in the house on using the internet, so.
Those kids today, you know, eating up your internet time.
I know. Hey, at least they're working. I can't complain.
I
You're
remember.
gonna have to set up a calendar and you have to block your time.
Yeah,
Reserve your
know.
internet time.
I remember when you needed someone to be off the phone to use the internet, and I used to get on the phone line and be like, "Mom, I need to get online." Like, not anymore.
Well, you certainly couldn't do what we're doing today though with dial-up.
Oh hell no, 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 no. I remember I downloaded the cover of a magazine that had a band that I liked on it, and it took almost 3 days. Way back in the Stone Age. Here we go. Hallelujah, Leonard Cohen, a good guy. He said that when he turned 80, he would start smoking again. He quit when he was in his 30s. And when he turned 80, he started smoking again. He sure did.
I always said that I would do the same thing. How funny is that?
A lot of people say that, you know, like if I hit 75, I'm going to start using hardcore drugs. Okay, that's cool. You know, I don't know how good it would look to have a 75-year-old walking up into the ghetto looking for heroin, but
Oh, he didn't mean cigarettes?
no, he meant cigarettes. He meant cigarettes. Leonard Cohen meant cigarettes. I won't besmirch Leonard Cohen's name, but I have heard other famous people say that if they made it to that late age, that they start doing all the crazy shit that they didn't do in their younger life.
I always said I'd get a keg of beer and a carton of cases of cigarettes.
Case of cigarettes. Oh, truckload. Just back it up to the front door. All right, here we go. Leonard Cohen. Probably his most famous song ever. Covered by practically everybody. It's in 3/4 time. The strum is just down, so it's down, 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 down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So, and I'll count it off. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Well, I heard there was a secret chord that David played, and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do ya? Well, it goes like this: the 4th, the 5th, the minor 4, and the major lift. The baffled king composing hallelujah. 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 Well, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to her kitchen chair. She broke your throne and she cut your hair. And from your lips she drew the hallelujah. 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 Well, maybe there learned from love was how to shoot somebody who outgrew you. And it's not a cry that you hear at night. It's not somebody who's seen the light. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 Yes, good old Leonard. Leonard Cohen.
I have a question.
I have an answer. Let's see how they match.
I bet you do. Okay. Can you bring that back up or any of the songs? It's a general question about the PDFs.
Sure.
Is there a way to tell what key this is in?
Well, generally speaking, and this is true for I think almost all of the songs that we have, and goes true for almost all music out there. Not almost all, most music out there, I would say. The first chord will tell you what key the song is in. Very,
Okay.
very, very common for popular music to start on what they call the root chord, or the chord that's the key that the song is in. So for example, this starts on C, Hallelujah is in C major, right? And I could look through these chords and say, yes, all of these chords are chords from C major. There's no sharps or flats. C major is, the chords are C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, with some minors thrown in there. There's a D minor and A minor, and all the chords are from C major. So yes, you could say that Hallelujah is in C major, for sure. And that's from that very, very first chord. And most of the time that'll be the case. It's a good hint anyway. It's a really good hint, you know. So yeah, and we'll continue to see if that's the case moving on. Now in this case, it says to sing A minor. That's the hint, right? Because even though technically the first chord you play is D minor, this song is actually in A minor as well.
Because it's the first chord on the.
Yeah, really, you could play that A minor as the first chord if you wanted to. The falling leaves, my window, the autumn leaves.
Yeah, every so often there's an intro that we don't put in here. And an intro might have A minor in the beginning.
In the very beginning, yeah, that's very true. You know, although there are some jazz standards where they'll start singing before they play, and that singing is through what would have been that first chord, right? So you know, but if it tells you sing A minor, that tells you that the melody line is starting in A minor, which means it's in the scale of A minor, which means it's in the key of A minor. That might have been a little confusing, but you know, and you always have Google. I have yet to find a song that I've typed in the name of the song and then what key, and it hasn't told me.
I have found several where I've gone like on YouTube and put in the name of a song, like if I want to try to find something to play along with it.
Yeah.
And it's using different chords than what's on the sheet music.
Yes. Sometimes we have versions that are different chords than the recorded versions are.
Many times.
Many
that
times.
happens. Yeah. You could usually fix that with a capo.
Oh no, I don't need to be a capo. I'm just commenting.
Oh, right. But if you want to play along in key with some of those songs, a lot of times that could be fixed by using a capo.
Gotcha.
Just saying.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right.
Even
Let's
some of
try
the
it.
sing-alongs they have on YouTube, they make it easier to sing along to.
A lot of times when a song is written in a certain instrument, let's say piano in particular, piano, it doesn't really matter what key you play a song in, right? Because the way a piano is constructed, all you really have to do is move your hands and it'll be in a different key, right? Whereas the human voice has ranges, right? That's sort of why keys were invented in the first place, were so that if a piece of music was written in a way that was hard for humans to sing along to, it could be altered and still maintain the same structure, right? So it's still the same basic moves in the chords, the same distance between notes, but it's in a different range so that a person could sing along to it better. And most of the time when, like Herb just said, when you see these changes in sheet music, that's usually why it was done. Because maybe, you know, if Mariah Carey sang it first, the average person would probably have a hard time singing it in that key, right? So maybe it would be lowered or changed in some way, you know.
But the other thing, the original could be using a capo also.
Also very true. Yeah.
You guys
Well, it
ever
depends
watch,
on the original singer's voice as well. So capos have been around for stringed instruments forever, you know, and like I said, piano, you don't really need a capo. You just, you know, move the bench over a little bit and you're in a different key. It really is that simple on a piano, you know. So stringed instruments, yeah, they need to be either capoed or, you know, played in a different way. But, you know, bear in mind, a lot of these standards, especially pre the 50s, were written on other instruments like piano, so for full orchestration, you know.
Yeah.
So,
But the original
the
done
idea
in a
for when you
capo, and you
also
try
when
not
you
to
write a
use
song
the
on a
capo.
piano, you can compose in a way that, like, okay, the cellos will do this and the violins will do this and the, you know, that kind of stuff. All right, enough music theory, but that was a great question, Paula. Thank you.
Thank you.
Autumn leaves. Simple chords. We've now expanded on to 5 chords. You guys would be interested to know that to get to page 26 probably took us 8 months before, when we first started playing ukulele way back, probably close to 3 years ago now. I think in February it'll be 3 years since
No wonder you guys are better than I am.
we have some advanced playing on you. We do. We started way before you. Don't feel bad, man, you know? And
Oh, I don't. I mean, I have no desire to make a living at this.
even if you want to, you know, play it proficiently, it can get a little frustrating sometimes, especially if you see people that you assume are more advanced than you. But we're not for skill. It's because of time. That's it.
Absolutely. I saw a YouTube video that really put it in perspective. The gal recorded herself playing like once a week or once a month for a period of a year.
Huge difference,
From
right?
the first video to the last video, of course, was I think she did it just so she could see for herself how much she had advanced.
They say, and I don't know how true this is, but it's been said for a very long time that mastery of any skill, but particularly an instrument, is 10,000 hours. 10,000 hours.
I hope I live that long.
You know, you don't have to get mastery. That's, I'm just saying,
Oh,
you're
that's
really, really good. That's probably like 6,000.
So I'm sorry if I'm taking up too much time, but so
No,
would
no,
you
it's
recommend?
all right. You've got, listen, I say to everybody, if you have questions or comments, 9 times out of 10, at least 2 or 3 other people in the class have the same questions or comments.
So would you recommend just practicing maybe 2 or 3 songs until you get them proficient, or practice a bunch of songs
I would say pick, now I know it's counterintuitive to what we do, but I would say pick a few songs that you really, really like until you learn them very well, right? And then what's going to happen is those chords that you're using in those songs will transfer over to other songs, right?
Okay.
It's not just like you're learning that one song and it doesn't apply to other stuff. If you were to learn this song, you'll get pretty good at switching from D minor to G7 to C between those types of chords, and you will see that again in another song, right?
That makes
So I would say
sense.
choose 3 or 4 songs that you really, really enjoy and try to learn them inside out. Try to memorize them. I know that sounds a little difficult, but you could do a few songs and you might surprise yourself. You might end up having a pretty decent library of songs memorized after a little while. We're gonna get to
Then I can go out on the road after I get my vaccine this spring.
There you go. I'll support you wholeheartedly. All right, I'm muting out you guys here. And let's play Autumn Leaves, an old jazz standard that they make every jazz student learn. Probably hated the world over by jazz students. And one. When it says sing A minor, by the way, what you do is you play an A minor and then you sing the first word. I can't get that high. And that'll be the first note that you sing. Give you a reference point. 1, 2, 3. The falling leaves drift by the window. The autumn leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold since you went away. The days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter's song. But I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall, since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear winter's song. But I miss you most of all, darling. When autumn leaves start to fall, when autumn leaves start to fall. And since that's a jazz standard, you can do whatever you want with it. That's the whole point of jazz. Just throw stuff at the wall and see if it sticks. You know, play it in different speeds, slow down, speed up, change the chords around. Who cares? You know, it's jazz. You know, listen to some really hardcore jazz and you'll see exactly what I'm saying. They don't know what they're doing. They're just playing notes. That's a lie. It's a lie that that's a skill. I'm sorry. Just kidding. I'm kidding. They're very talented people. All right, Rainbow Connection. Our favorite song by a puppet. A puppet playing a banjo, no less. I say, you know, who gave a frog in the bayou a banjo in the first place? But, you know, people are weird. 3/4 time. So down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. This song adds a E minor and a D, as well as that D7. Okay, I'm gonna screw up a part here. I know that the new part that snuck in there when I wasn't paying attention. I'm gonna screw that up, but here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusion. Rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lover, the dreamer, and me. Who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wishes morning song? Somebody thought of that, and someone believed it, but it's not so far. What's so amazing and keeps us stargazing? What do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us wonder and smile, all that's probably magic. Never been half asleep. Have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that calls the young sailors? I think that they're what I'm saying. I've heard it many times, to ignore it. Something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and The Rainbow Connection. Kenneth Ashford. Now here's a young poet, little known from the 60s. Some of you might not have heard of him. Paul McCartney. Still kicking, that guy. Pretty cool. And still making cool music too.
Yeah, he's coming out with a new one.
Yeah, just recently, actually.
Well, I
And
think mid-December is when it's officially released.
Oh, the new one. Oh, I thought you were talking about the old one. It wasn't too long ago. There's a new one coming out in December. I didn't even know.
McCartney 3.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I tell you, he has more talent in his little finger than
He just
most orchestras
understands.
have.
He understands how songs are built, right? Like he knows the formula, and he's just able to put them together in such a way that they're entertaining over and over and over and over again. Like this guy is like an endless wellspring. I mean, when the Beatles were finished, they had close to 300 songs, right? And that's
Yeah.
a very short period of time, a very short period of time. And then Paul McCartney, he didn't stop there. I mean, eventually it was him with Wings, and then it was him by himself, and then it was, you know, I don't know, him and his wife playing like a steel drum on stage or something. I don't know what happened there, but you know, he just kept writing and kept putting together these amazing songs. You know, just very few of them catch on to be like classics, like Let It Be or something like that, but they're still very, very good. Yeah. So if you guys get a chance, look at his newer stuff too. I think you'd like it. Anyway, Let It Be. 1970. I didn't know that was written in the 70s. Okay. We'll start with the intro. So it's basically just 2 downs per chord. Down, 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 like that. Because we're doing like the piano thing. Down, 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 down. Okay. Start with the intro. 1, 2, 1, 2. I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she's standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, yeah, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. When the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. They may be parted, there's still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, yeah, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, yeah, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. When the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Yeah, let it be. There will be an answer. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Yeah, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. Let It Be. Paul McCartney. Thank you. House of the Rising Sun. This song is interesting because it's had many, many, many permutations over the years. Originally, it was a tale to daughters. Don't go to New Orleans. Don't go to the House of the Rising Sun. Don't start selling yourself to strange men, was essentially the message. Then the Animals got their hands on it. Maybe the guy before them, I'm not sure if they did someone changed it around to be, hey boys, don't go down to New Orleans and mess with those strange women, right? That was how it was eventually altered in that way. Pretty interesting how the message kind of changes just from a few words getting altered. And if you go back and look at the history there, it's pretty crazy because this song was around way before the Animals got their claws into it. And I mean the band, of course. All right. This is a in 3/4 time, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 3, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. So I'll try to slow it down a little bit. This is one of those songs that's hard to not speed up, though. It's so repetitive. It just starts, like it just keeps going faster and faster. I don't know. Hard to do. Okay. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. There is a house in New Orleans. They call the rising sun. There we go. It's been the ruin of many a poor boy. And God, I know I'm one. My mother was a tailor. He sewed my new blue jeans. My father was a gambling man down in New Orleans. Now the only thing a gambler needs is a suitcase and a trunk. The only time that he's satisfied is when he's on the drunk. Mother, tell your children not to do what I have done. Spend your life in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun. Like a one foot on the platform, cold rising sun. It's been the ruin of many a boy. And God, oh, House of the Rising Sun. Not a place you want to run into. I looked all over New Orleans for the House of the Rising Sun, and I'll tell you, I could not find it. Asked everybody. I don't know. I guess you need to be a member or something. Couldn't get in. Ain't No Sunshine. Bill Withers. One of the few songs on earth that if you're not well prepared can actually make you pass out halfway through it.
Hey, Chris, the songs you sent me last night or yesterday,
What's that?
are these all the songs that you gave me the link for yesterday?
These are all in there, yes.
Okay. all right,
Yep.
thank you.
Yeah, I'm using exactly what you'll be seeing when you use your link there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it's all going to be, you'll see all these songs right here. So we're on number 30, which is Ain't No Sunshine. And at the very top, you'll see an index that Herb has very graciously provided us that you could look up the title of a song and it'll tell you the page number as well. Yeah. Page 30. Ain't No Sunshine. Let's give it a try. I think I need a little bit of a tune here. Maybe not, but who knows. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that in the very near future, once the dry heat starts going on in your house, especially if you have like forced air heat or like if you have heated floors, do not put your instruments on stands on the floors. Keep them up. There's nothing worse for a wooden instrument than a heated floor. Just letting you know. Okay. Second, it's going to start to get drier, right? And you have two options, really. First option is to grab one of those little cheap humidifiers. They're not very expensive. You can get one on Amazon for like 30 bucks. You want your humidity to be around 50% in the house. That's the best for a wooden instrument. Things can happen to wooden instruments. I used to be like, that's, old wives' tales. It's absolutely true. I've had guitar totally ruined because it got too dry in my house. The bridge will separate from the top of the guitar, the neck will bow, like all kinds of crazy stuff happens to the wood of an instrument when it's too dry. So one thing you could do is they're called hydrometers. They're a few dollars, and they tell you the percentage of the humidity in your house, right? Hydrometer or hydrometer. I'm not, whatever. And you get one of those, put it in your room, and within 15, 20 minutes, it'll tell you exactly what the humidity is. If it's anywhere from between 45 and 55, it's fine. If it's lower than that, you're in danger of damaging your instruments, and you might want to get a humidifier, either for your room, or they make humidifiers for instruments that actually, you fill them up with water, and then you hang them in the sound hole through the strings, and it keeps the inside of your instrument humidified that way. You put it back in the case when you're not using it and leave it humidified. So there's multiple ways to deal with humidity issues in your house, but the winter is far more dangerous than the summer for instruments. So we're coming up on that whole thing. So okay. Here we go. Start with the intro. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away. Wonder this time where she's gone. Wonder if she's gone to stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. This house will stay no home. Anytime she goes away. And I know. The young things alone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. This house will stay no home. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away. It's kind of an interesting one because you're playing the A minor, then you play the E minor seventh, and I use my first and second finger. So it's the two outer notes of a G. Then you put down your third finger for the G, right? So let me unshare and show you what I have. So what I'm doing is playing the A minor with my second finger, then move my second finger way down to the very bottom to the first string. Then my first finger comes down on the third string, and that's the E minor 7. And then for the G, I don't even move my first and second finger. I just take my third finger and put it down on the 3rd fret, 2nd string. So it's then back to the A minor. So boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. So, and you can use whichever fingers make you most comfortable there, I suppose, but you really want to, you really, you know, I think the first and second finger is probably the most comfortable bet for everybody there. Well, we're basically out of time, ladies and gentlemen. I don't need to share again. I'll unshare there. That'll do for today, I guess.
Okay.
I don't want to go over as much as I did yesterday.
Well, thank you
you,
very
everyone.
much.
Thank you.
Bye,
Herb, I sent you
Dee.
those Christmas
you,
songs.
Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, take care, everyone. Bye, Herb. Thank you for everything. Bye, Yaya and David. Bye, Ron.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
Ken.
bye, bye, bye. If I had a hammer, I would play it next time.
Paula and Beverly.
All right, good night.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for all your questions, Paula.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'll see you next time.